In this session, we'll start the next module, that is part. Now let me go with new file, and in this new file dialog box I am selecting the module as part. Select the module as part, then you can choose the subtype as solid, because in this part module we are going to learn about the solids creation. So you can select the subtype as solid. Select the type, then select the subtype as solid, then you can specify the name of that part file. If you are trying to create a shaft, you can give the name of the file as shaft, or if you are trying to create a bolt, then you can give the name of this part file as bolt. So whatever the component you are trying to create, that component name itself you can specify as the file name. Now let me say if I am trying to create a piston, then I can give here the name of the file as piston. So specify the name. Then next we have to go with use default template. So here at the bottom there is an option use default template, and it is selected here. And if you are going to use default template, then the model what we are going to create, that model dimensions will be in inches. And if you want to create the model other than inches, that means if you want to create it in mm, then you have to switch off this use default template and you can choose the units of the model as mm. Now without switching off, let me go with OK here. Now directly it is going to open a part file, and for this part file the units will be in inches. Now before having the introduction of this window, now we'll see first how to choose mm for the model. Again I am going to the new file, select the type as part, select the subtype as solid, then specify the name. Now you have to switch off this use default template. If you don't want to use the default template, then you can off it. Now you can go with OK, and because we have switched off that use default template option, now here it will give you the chance to select the required units. Now by default you can see it is going with inches loops. If I want to create the model in mm, then I can select here mmns underscore part underscore solid. Select it and go with OK. Now again we got the similar window, but now for this window the units of the model what we are trying to create, they will be in mm. So this is how we can choose the required units for a part file. Now let us have the introduction of this main window. On the top, as usual, here we have a title bar. Then below that we have the same menu bar. You can see all the same menus: file, edit, view, insert, all the similar drop down menus. Then next, here also we have the file toolbar. Second one is same, edit toolbar. Third one is again a view toolbar. Now because this part, now we have to go with the next one, that is model display toolbar. Now the fourth toolbar here is known as model display toolbar, and this is important in case of part module. In the sketcher we didn't say about this model display toolbar, but now here it is important. So you can see this is known as the model display toolbar, the fourth one. Then even we have to see one more toolbar, that is called datum display. So this is known as datum display toolbar. Right. So these are the toolbars on the top. Then coming to right side, this particular toolbar is known as datum features toolbar, and this datum features toolbar is used to create the datum features, and we'll see what are datum features later, but now you can remember this is known as datum features toolbar, which is used to create datum features. Then next, beside that we have here a base features toolbar, and this base features toolbar is used to create the base features. Then coming to this particular region, this is known as display area. So in this display area it is going to display the model. So this is the region where we are going to display the model, and by default if you see here in this display we have 3 datum planes right now. By default, whenever you open any part file, you are going to have by default 3 datum planes. So these are known as default datum planes. Default datum planes, and the default datum planes are top plane, front plane, and right plane. So these are the 3 default datum planes. Then we have a coordinate system which is known as default coordinate system. And this default coordinate system will be located exactly at the intersection of these three datum planes. So whenever you open any part file, by default in the display area, these are the features which we are going to have. And here in ProE, each and every item is known as a feature. A plane is a feature, an extrude is a feature, a coordinate system is a feature. So whatever we have in the model, so each and everything we are going to call them as features. Then coming to the left side region, this left side region is known as model tree. So in the model tree, on the top you are going to have the name of the part, and you can see I have given the name for this part file as 123. So it is taking the name as 123.prt, and this .prt is nothing but the file extension for these part files. And below that, here it is showing you right, top and front, and these three are nothing but the default datum planes what we have here in the model. Along with the three planes, even if you see here, it is showing you a coordinate system. So this model tree is going to give you the complete list of the features whatever we have in the model. I said that this is nothing but a model, a display area where it is going to display the model. So right now in this model, we have three planes plus one coordinate system. So the complete list of the features of the model will be provided here in the model tree. Then next, the bottom one is the same message area which is going to guide us when we are working with any feature. So this is about the introduction, and now we'll go with the base features toolbar. As I told, this is known as base features toolbar, and this base features toolbar is used to create the base features. A base feature is nothing but the first feature what we are creating in the model. Whatever the first feature we create in this model, that is known as a base feature. And to create a base feature, we have extrude, we have revolve. So like this, number of different base features we have. But first we are going to learn about the extrude. Now before going to extrude, let me tell you once again about the base feature. As I told you, the first feature whatever we create in this model is known as a base feature. But again, to create the base feature, we need the datum planes. So because we are taking the help of datum planes to create the base features, then these datum planes are known as ideal base features. We can call them as ideal base features. The reason is they are the actual base features because we are using these datum planes to create the base features. So we can call these datum planes as ideal base features. And right now on the screen you can see here we have three datum planes: top, front and right. By default you are going to have only these three datum planes, and these three datum planes are arranged in a standard orientation. This kind of arrangement of the datum planes is known as a standard orientation. And this standard orientation right now it is placed in trimetric view. And this trimetric view is nothing but a type of pictorial view. Already we know there are different types of pictorial views like isometric, oblique, perspective. Similarly, this is also a type of pictorial views. So by default in ProE, the planes will be placed in standard orientation, and the standard orientation will follow trimetric view. If you want to change this trimetric to isometric, then you can change it. And for that we have to go to the tools menu, then go with environment, select this environment option here, and in the environment dialog box, the last but one here you can see that is a standard orientation. And if you see here, the standard orientation is going with trimetric. Now let me change this to isometric. Select here and change that to isometric. Now apply it and see the difference. Now according to isometric, this is the view, and look at the planes, it is slightly different. So this is how we can change from isometric to trimetric or trimetric to isometric. Now I am placing them in trimetric, sorry in isometric. This is the isometric orientation. So standard orientation, now it is following isometric. And you can create any feature either by going with trimetric view or isometric view. It is not going to give any difference. you can create in any view. As per your requirement, you can choose a specific view. Now whatever the models we have as examples in the workbook, all those models are placed in the isometric view. So when you are creating the models here in ProE, even here also you can take the help of isometric. So first you can change the standard orientation from trimetric to isometric, and then you can start creating the models which we have in the workbook. So this is about the planes and its orientation. We are going to learn about the base features, and in that the first one is extrude, and we'll see about the extrude in the next session.